Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, Coney, how are you today? Good to see you guys. Happy Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday, whatever it's got to be either Wednesday or Tuesday. So happy that day to all of you. Hope you guys are having a great day. If you're watching this on the replay, happy whatever day it is for you as well. We have a fun lesson today. We're going to continue with our vocabulary lessons. We're going to continue, as you can see from the title, we're going to be doing 10 useful idioms that you can use during business and leisure. All right. So we got a useful lesson here. 1 second here while I grab my air conditioning remote control because it's a little warm in here. It is summer in Japan and it's getting more and more humid by the day. All right, Coney. I love your cute emojis. They're so cool. So as usual, I will put the lesson onto the screen. I'm going to do that right now. And again, if anybody wants a copy, PDF of this lesson, just let me know. You can find my email address on the channel. Just send me an email or just leave it in the comment section, and I can get you a copy of the lesson. But otherwise, you can just kind of pause and see everything as we're doing the lesson. So here we've got idioms. That's what we're going to be covering today. Idioms, idioms, idioms. I'm not going to go over the grammar. I'm not going to go over what an idiom means. We've done that before. So basically, we're going to jump right into it. And we're going to go over the very first one. So what I'll be doing today is I'll give you an idiom. I'll give you an example sentence. With that example sentence, you should be able to, hopefully you'll be able to understand what the idiom means. After the example sentence, if you still don't know, I'll tell you the meaning. All right, so we'll do that for all 10. And then after we're done 10, we will do a fill in the blank exercise. We'll do a small little kind of quiz to see if you understand which idiom we would use in different sentences. All right, so we'll test your comprehension, your understanding. These are all idioms that I would use at work or maybe just in my private life as well. So it's a good combination of idioms. The first one here, we've got hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. Does anybody know what that means? And what I'll do is I'll put an example sentence on the screen. That way you can kind of see from there, you might be able to understand what it means. So here is my sentence. On her first day, I didn't put it on the screen yet. On her first day at the new job, Maria hit the ground running by taking on several important tasks right away. Okay, on her first day at the new job, Maria hit the ground running by taking on several important tasks right away. All right, so what do you guys think that means? If you hit the ground running, so on the first day of work, Maria hit the ground running by taking on several important tasks right away. Let me see what you guys think it means. If you know, just leave it in the comment section. I'm just posting on my community site saying the lesson has started. Okay, so to hit the ground running. Basically, what this means is I'm going to begin some activity. I'm going to begin a project with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So basically, I'm going to start very strong right from the beginning. I'm going to start strong right from the beginning. So let's put the example, let's put the definition on the screen here for you. All right, so Let's start like that. Okay, so basically it is saying we're going to start strong from the very beginning. We're going to start strong from the very beginning. So what are you starting strong, right? That means the beginning of an activity, the beginning of some project, okay, of an activity. Let's put that in there. All right, so you're going to be beginning strong from an activity. All right, let's make this a little smaller so it all fits in here perfectly. So start strong from the very beginning of an activity. Miranda, hi, how are you? Not successful, not get successful. If you hit the ground running, that means you're just going to start something with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. You're going to start strong. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one says, burn the midnight oil. Burn the midnight oil. All right, so what do you think this means? And I'm going to give you an example sentence for everyone to try to decipher it. Let's see. My example sentence for this one is going to be here. John had to burn the midnight oil to finish his project before the deadline. John had to burn the midnight oil to finish his project before the deadline. Oh, no problem, Miranda. Sorry. So John had to burn the midnight oil to finish his project before the deadline. What do you guys think this means? For me, this one here, I would say that basically I am going to stay up late working on a task or a project. Okay, I'm going to stay up late. I don't need to put this part here. I'm going to stay up late working on a task or a project. All right, to stay up late working on a task or a project. So in the example sentence here, John had to burn the midnight oil. That means he had to work late. Why? Because he needed to finish his project before the deadline. And yes, Miranda, you're going to work a lot, but it's also working very late. So the midnight oil, it kind of reminds me, this is, I think, an idiom that comes from very, very long time ago, where people would use an oil lamp when they would be working. So they didn't have modern electricity. So they would have a lamp, which was fueled by oil. And if you're working all night, you have to start that lamp and you're burning a lot of the oil in order to work. So we burn the midnight oil. All right, good job, Miranda. Let's go over the next one. The next one here says you're going to keep your head above water. Keep your head above water. All right, so let's look at an example sentence here. If we're going to keep our head above water, let's put an example sentence. All right, so with all the bills and expenses, it's hard to keep our heads above water. So with all of the bills and expenses, it's hard to keep our heads above water. All right, so in this situation, if you're keeping your head above water, I want you to kind of physically try to imagine this. If you are in water, if you're in an ocean, if you're in a river or a lake, and this is the water level, we want our head to be above it. If my head is above the water, I'm alive. I'm surviving. I'm not dead. Right? So I want to keep my head above the water. And Miranda, perfect. Get by. Okay. Now, get by is also maybe a little bit difficult to understand, but you're completely correct, Miranda. To keep your head above water means you're getting by. So what does that mean? Basically, it means that you are able to survive. You're able to manage a situation even when it's very difficult. And we usually use this when we're talking about money, financial situations. All right. So, the definition I will give you is very general, but we generally use it for money. All right. So we generally use that for money. Let's make this a little smaller so it all fits in. All right, so you're going to manage to survive or manage a situation in difficult circumstances. All right, so that means you just have enough money to live. Right? You don't have enough money to live in a luxurious life or to have any expenditures. It's just, you're just living. All right, good job, Miranda. Parmesh, how are you? How are you? I'm good. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Okay, let's keep moving. And let's look at number 4 now. Number 4 says, get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. All right, so I'm going to use this one as a business example. Let's have an example sentence here. My example sentence is right here. All right, so let's get the ball rolling on the new marketing campaign by having a brainstorming session. Let's get the ball rolling on the new marketing campaign by having a brainstorming session. Good to hear, Parmesh. I'm glad you're doing well. All right, so if you get the ball rolling, if we use this, basically what I'm saying is I'm going to start the project. I'm going to take the first action. I'm going to initiate the action. All right, so I'm going to start. It's quite simple. It just means to start. All right, let's say, for example, you're in a meeting, and at the beginning of the meeting, the chairperson says, today we're going to discuss ABC. And maybe they'll point to you and say, well, can you get the ball rolling? That means, can you start? Can you start speaking first? All right, so not a difficult idiom. It's quite simple. You're just going to start something. You're going to initiate the first action. Hello, Meldel. How are you doing today? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Is it a good day over there for you? We're doing idioms now. We've done 4. We're on number 5 right now. I'm going to close that banner. The next idiom, these are all kind of business English idioms. All right, next one is called pull your weight. Pull your weight. All right, again, we often use this during business situations. We'll often use this during business situations. My example sentence will be this: everyone on the team needs to pull their weight if we're going to finish this project on time. Everyone on the team needs to pull their weight if we're going to finish this project on time. So pull is this action here. This is push. This is pull. So everyone needs to pull their weight if we're going to finish this project on time. Take initiative. Yes, very good, Paramesh. You're going to take initiative. Not only initiative, but it's important that we, when we're talking about to pull your weight, pull your own weight, means you have to do your equal work, equal to everyone else, right? So if I just do a little bit and everybody else does more, I'm not pulling my weight. So I have to do an equal amount. And yes, Miranda, it means, yeah, you're sharing the responsibility equally. All right, so you really need to pull your weight. That means you're going to be doing your fair share of work. It's a group effort. It's a team effort, right? So you have to pull your own weight. It's cold there, Mel. Oh no. It's super hot here. Super, super, super hot. And I don't like it. It's too hot. All right. Excellent job, Paramesh. Good. Miranda, very good. All right. Let's look at number 6. Number 6, we can use this in business or we can use it in a private situation. So this is one that you can use in many different situations. And it says, take the plunge. Take the plunge. Right? And my example sentence here is going to be, all right, there's my example sentence. After years of working for others, Sarah decided to take the plunge and start her own business. After years of working for others, Sarah decided to take the plunge and start her own business. All right, what do you guys think this means? To take the plunge. Plunge is, the word plunge, we often use it to mean you're going to jump or you're going to leap into something. You're going to leap or jump into something. So in New Year's Day, I know a lot of people like to do the Arctic plunge. So you basically go to like a super, super cold river or ocean during New Year's Day in the Northern Hemisphere where it's winter, and you plunge, you jump into the ocean. It's called a polar bear plunge. That's what it's called, the polar bear plunge. Miranda, decide to do something finally. Paramesh, yeah, to take decision. Both of you, excellent, excellent. The only thing I would add to your explanation is it's going to be a bold decision. It's something that's kind of big. You're doing a big decision. And yeah, maybe you've held off. Maybe you've hesitated. And then finally you decide to do it. So it's a big decision. All right, so you finally decide to do it. All right, so, you can tell your friends, you just need to take the plunge and take that trip to Italy. All right, so take the plunge. All right, excellent. All right, next one we're going to look at is keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep your nose to the grindstone. All right, so my example sentence here, is going to be, if you keep your nose to the grindstone, you'll finish the report by the end of the week. If you keep your nose to the grindstone, you'll finish the report by the end of the week. It's really important, especially when you're working. Your boss always wants you to keep your nose to the grindstone. Even if you're a student, I think like if you're a student, your parents want you to keep your nose to the grindstone. All right, so what do we have here? Miranda, work hard. Yeah, simply put, that's all it means. Work hard. Work hard. Excellent. All right, so if you keep your nose to the grindstone, you're going to be working hard. You're going to work hard, and it's continuously. Like there's no breaks. You're going to, just going to keep working. You're going to stay on task. You're not going to get distracted. You're not going to take breaks and do something else. You're going to continue to work hard. Stay on task. All right, excellent. Good job. Next one is more, I think, for studying. Hit the books. Hit the books. Okay. My example sentence here is going to be here. I need to hit the books tonight because I have a big exam tomorrow. So you're not hitting books. That's the physical, literal meaning. This is an idiom. It has a different meaning, right? So I need to hit the books tonight because I have a big exam tomorrow. So if you have a big exam the next day, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Anybody who has a test, an exam, there's always something you need to do. And Miranda, study hard. Paramesh, continue studying. Yeah, hit the books very simply means to study. To study, all right? To study or prepare for some academic event. But I think just simply study. Study. All right, the next one here is on the back burner. On the back burner. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger since it's not so. All right, so on the back burner. My example sentence for this is, we've put the renovation plans on the back burner until we have more time and money. We've put the renovation plans on the back burner until we have more time and money. What do you think it means? All right, so we got an answer here. Miranda, put off or postpone. Exactly correct. Yeah, so basically if you put something on the back burner, you're going to put off or postpone some action. All right, so it's on the back burner. Now I want you to think back burner is kind of like a stove. If you go to your kitchen, you've got your stove. You've got the burners at the front and the burners at the back. Usually the burners at the front is something that you keep your focus on, and it's just things that you're cooking right now. And the things at the back burner, maybe you've got it on a lower heat, or if it's off, and it's something that you're going to do later. You're not focusing on it now. All right, so here it's same kind of thing. You're delaying, you're postponing, you're putting off some action. Okay, last one. Number 10 is keep the wheels turning. Keep the wheels turning. All right, I'm gonna put an example sentence onto the screen. All right, let's put it here. Even during the pandemic, the company found ways to keep the wheels turning and stay productive. Even during the pandemic, the company found ways to keep the wheels turning and stay productive. All right, so by looking at that example sentence, what do you think it means? So what do you think keep the wheels turning means? So Miranda, you got keep working. Yeah, you're going to keep working and you're going to maintain some activity. You're going to maintain some process, right? Why? Because we want something to function smoothly. Okay, so basically it means we're going to keep working so that everything runs smoothly. We're going to keep working so that everything runs smoothly. All right, so you're going to maintain that activity. We want everything to run smoothly. All right, good job. So let's go over quickly what each of these mean again. So if we go back to the very first one here, to hit the ground running means you're going to start at the very beginning of the activity. You're going to start strong, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm right at the beginning. Burn the midnight oil. So you're going to stay up late working on a project. Keep your head above water. You're going to survive. You're going to manage to survive financially. You just get by. Let's say get the ball rolling. You're going to start an activity, start something. Pull your weight. Do an equal share of the work. Do an equal share of the work. Take the plunge. You make a big decision to do something. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Work hard. Hit the books. Study. On the back burner, put off or postpone some action. You delay it. And keep the wheels turning. You keep working so that everything runs smoothly. All right, so those are all of the idioms that we did today. And as I do recently in all my videos, I am going to put all of the idioms onto the screen. Let's see here. I'm just gonna bear with me while I put some spaces between all of the idioms I have here. Okay. Let's see if that works. There we go. Okay. So we've got all of them here. Oh, except for keep the wheels turning. That didn't fit on here. So I'll put that. Just keep in mind, keep the wheels turning needs to be added. Okay. Next, we're going to do some fill in the blank exercises. You're going to choose the correct idiom to complete the sentence. All right. So number one, we will do to successfully launch the new product line, we need everyone to something and contribute their share of effort. What do you think the correct answer here would mean? To successfully launch the new product line, we need everyone to something and contribute their share of effort. All right, correct answer is pull your weight. Very good, very good. All right, so what I would say here is, we want to be careful of the pronouns. So to successfully launch the new product, we need everyone to pull their weight. Pull their weight and contribute their share of effort. All right, because we're talking about we. So if we're talking about we know the pronoun must be there. Okay, very good, Miranda. Nice, good job. All right, let's look at number 2. When Sarah decided to something and move to another country for her job, she knew it was a big risk. Let's make this bigger so it's easier to read. When Sarah decided to something and move to another country for her job, she knew it was a big risk. What would we answer here for this sentence? Which idiom? You can see all the idioms below, except for keep the wheels turning, keep the wheels running. That one's not on there. All right, Miranda, good job. Take the plunge. When Sarah decided to take the plunge and move to another country for a new job, she knew it was a big risk. Paramesh, take the plunge. Perfect. All right, so when Sarah decided to take the plunge and move to another country for her job, she knew it was a big risk. All right, so far, so good. Good job. Let's go to number 3. Despite the overwhelming workload, Jake managed to something and stay afloat. Despite the overwhelming workload, Jake managed to something and stay afloat. This is quite commonly used together. Despite the overwhelming workload. Overwhelming workload means I have so much work and it's too much. It's overwhelming me. It's, I can't handle it. But even though he has an overwhelming workload, Jake managed to What does afloat mean? Afloat means that you are floating in water. You're floating in water. You are not sinking. Right? So it's afloat means that you're floating in the water. So for example, it's very important If you're on a boat, we want the boat to stay afloat. We don't want the boat to go in the water. So which idiom will you choose here? Despite the overwhelming workload, Jake managed to something and stay afloat. The word afloat is really key here. It means you're not sinking. You are floating on water. The boat is afloat. That means the boat is on top of the water. The boat is on top of the water. The boat is not here. The boat is here. So there is an idiom here. And Miranda, here we go. Keep your head above water. Perfect. Sorry, I didn't see your comment until right now. My cursor was blocking it, but perfect. Yes, keep your head above water. Now, this idiom is often used together, right? So keep your head above water and stay afloat is often used together. So keep your head above water and stay afloat is often used together. Okay, so I want you to remember that combination, please. Remember this phrase. Keep your head above water and stay afloat. Okay, and good, Paramesh, perfect. You corrected me. Excellent. Yes, I need to make sure my pronouns are matching. So yes, I would change this to his. Well done, Paramesh. Despite the overwhelming workload, Jake managed to keep his head above water and stay afloat. Well done, Paramesh. Nice. Yes, it's generally used in finances. That's probably the most popular way to use it, Miranda. But we can use it in any situation where you're just getting by. Now, I've got a lot of work, a huge workload. I'm just getting by. I'm just able to finish it. So it is still very stressful, but I am able to finish it. I don't know how good the work is. The quality might not be the greatest, but I'm able to keep my head above water. All right, good question, Miranda. A good question. I'm sure other people were thinking the same thing. So it's generally used to talk about money and finances, but we can use it in other situations, like in this sentence. Thank you, Miranda. Good job. Good question. Good clarification. Let's go number 4. All right, we've had to put our travel plans something due to unforeseen circumstances. We've had to put our travel plans something due to unforeseen circumstances. Which idiom from the banner will you choose? And Miranda, good job. On the back burner. We've had to put our travel plans on the back burner due to unforeseen circumstances. Excellent. Good job. All right, so we've had to put our travel plans on the back burner due to unforeseen circumstances. So we've had to delay it. We've had to put it on hold because of some unforeseen circumstances. You know, maybe it was before the pandemic. I think a lot of people had to put travel plans on the back burner when we were going through the pandemic. All right, excellent. Okay, let's move to number 5. Let's make it a little smaller so it fits. There we go. After the initial meeting, it's time to something and start implementing our ideas. After the initial meeting, it's time to something and implement our ideas. All right, what do you guys think here? After the initial meeting, so the initial means the first meeting. After the first meeting, it's time to, and Miranda, you've got get the ball rolling and start implementing our ideas. Yeah, it's important we start. It's important we start something. So we get the ball rolling. Perfect. All right, so after the initial meeting, it's time to get the ball rolling and start implementing our ideas. All right, let's perfect, Parmesh. Nice. Get the ball rolling. Excellent. Well done, Parmesh. We have a lot of business idioms that come from sports, right? So get the ball rolling means you start something. Oh, your presentation, man, you hit a home run, right? Means you did very well. It comes from baseball. A lot of idioms come from sports. Let's look at number 6. With exams approaching, students need to something and prepare diligently. Let's go Ridu, I think. Ridu or Zaki. Get the ball rolling. Perfect. Perfect. Good job. So they'll get the ball rolling means start as well. And then is the word start. Oh, let me see. Let me put this back here. Yeah, so because here I've got the word implementing. So I can't say get the ball rolling implementing. It's ing. So here we're just going to get started and we're going to start implementing. So get started means begin and start implementing. So yeah, it is start here. That's a good one. And yeah, for number 6, Paramesh, good. Hit the books. Miranda, hit the books. Perfect. With exams approaching, students need to hit the books and prepare diligently. Perfect. Excellent, Miranda. Good job. All right, so let's hit the books. Oh, where did everything go? My lesson just disappeared. There we go. Hit the books. All right, let's go to number 7. If you something, you can complete the assignment by tomorrow. If you something, you can complete the assignment by tomorrow. All right, so if you something, you can complete the assignment by tomorrow. What would we say here? By tomorrow. Whenever you say by and then some day or some time, we're talking about a deadline. So the deadline is tomorrow. So you can complete it by tomorrow if you, and Miranda, keep your nose to the grindstone. Perfect. Perfect. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Meldell, I think hit the books. So number 6. Meldell, perfect. Good job. So let's see if I can put both on the screen. Does it work? Ooh, it's a little hard. I don't know how small the font is now. You might be able to see number 6. Number 7, if you, right, keep your nose to the grindstone. All right, so keep your nose to the grindstone. All right, so the answer here, if you keep your nose to the grindstone, you can complete the assignment by tomorrow. Okay, the banner is in the way, so I'm going to have to move it up. So number 7 is, yeah, keep your nose to the grindstone. Pull your weight. I think if we change the subject, Paramesh, if you change the subject, if you said, if you pull your weight, we can complete this assignment by tomorrow. Because remember, this is going to be a shared activity, right? It's always a shared, it's a group effort, it's a team effort. But in this sentence, it's you and you. So if we change the second subject to we, so if you pull your weight, we can complete the assignment by tomorrow. But because it's not we, I think keep your nose to the grindstone is the best answer. But good try, Pramesh. It would work if we changed it to we. All right, what about number 8? To finalize the report, Mark had to something and work late into the night. Redo, perfect. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Perfect. Number 7, that was perfect. To finalize the report, Mark had to something and work late into the night. Miranda, burn the midnight oil. Burn the midnight oil. Yes. To finalize the report, Mark had to burn the midnight oil and work late into the evening, or into the night, sorry. And we've all been there. We've all had to burn the midnight oil, you know, to complete some type of project or report, whether it's work or school. I think we've all had to burn the midnight oil. All right, let's move to number 9. Number 9 says the manager encouraged her team to something from day 1 to ensure a strong start. The manager encouraged her team to something from day 1 to ensure a strong start. What would we say here? So all the idioms are below. If you're just joining, choose one of the idioms to complete that sentence. The manager encouraged her team to something from day 1 to ensure a strong start. Miranda, hit the ground running. Perfect. Perfect. So the manager encouraged her team to hit the ground running from day 1 to ensure a strong start. All right, so hit the ground running. All right, Paramesh, hit the ground running. Perfect. All right, so the manager encouraged her team to hit the ground running from day 1 to ensure a strong start. All right, and what we're going to do now is number 10, I'm going to remove the idioms. I'm going to remove the idioms, and I just want you to try to remember which one we're going to use here. If you're joining late, I apologize, because you don't know which idioms we went over. But if you have a different phrase, that's fine. You can answer with that. Number 10, even with unexpected challenges, we must something and keep the project progressing smoothly. Even with the unexpected challenges, we must something and keep the project progressing smoothly. Rido, perfect. Rido, perfect. Hit the ground running for number 9. That is perfect. Number 9, hit the ground running. Excellent. Good job. Number 10, even with unexpected challenges, we must something and keep the project progressing smoothly. Now, I've removed the idioms, but I do notice some people have joined a little bit late. But Miranda, you've already answered it, so let's put Miranda's answer on the screen. Keep the wheels turning. Perfect. All right, even with unexpected challenges, we must keep the wheels turning. Right? Even with unexpected challenges, we must keep the wheels turning. That means we have to keep working, keep operating, right? We have to keep everything functioning and moving because we want, our business, we want the situation to run smoothly. So you keep the wheels turning. Wheels turning. Sometimes we use that idiom in a different sense as well. Not keep the wheels turning, but wheels turning. So the wheels are turning in my head, right? I want you to imagine that my head is like a machine and there are many nuts and bolts and they're rotating. So that means my brain is working. So I'm trying to think, I'm trying to figure something out. So the wheels are turning in my head. That means I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure something out. But here, keep the wheels turning means you're trying to keep something operating. You're trying to keep something running smoothly. Good job, Miranda. All right, so anybody who joined a little bit late, the idioms we did are right here, except for keep the wheels turning. It worked out perfectly because that was the last one. So if you look at the screen, you hit the ground running. That means you're starting something with enthusiasm, with energy. You're going to start really strong. You're going to burn the midnight oil, means you're going to be working very late. Keep your head above water. You're going to be able to manage something during a difficult situation. Miranda, you're very welcome. Get the ball rolling to start something. Pull your weight. Do your equal share of work. Take the plunge. Do something. Make a decision. Make a big, bold decision. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Work hard. Work continuously. Stay focused. Don't take a break. Hit the books. Study on the back burner. Delay something. And then keep the wheels turning. Keep something running smoothly. All right. So most of these idioms, I would say the bulk of these idioms are used for business. It's great. These are great idioms to use at work. But we can use these as well in your leisure time as well. There were some, obvious leisure time idioms here, but, keep the wheels turning. I will say that, oh, look, I can see the wheels turning in his head. Let's get the ball rolling, let's get started. We need to hit the ground running. So when we go camping, let's hit the ground running and set up our tents. Right? So there are a lot of idioms we could use here. All right. And anybody who has any questions regarding this, if you're watching this on the replay, if you have questions, just leave them in the comment section. Anybody watching this on the replay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up for this live lesson. The more thumbs up you give me, the happier I am. So make me happy. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And then don't forget, hit that notification bell as well. All right, the next live lesson I'll be doing is tomorrow night. It'll be a little bit earlier, about 10:45 p.m. Japan Standard Time. All right, so until tomorrow, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a fun time. Hope you learned a lot. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. See ya.